The Ozone.
Welcome to the Ozone Podcast with Jaguars Senior Writer John Oehser. All right, welcome to this week's Ozone Podcast, and I'm joined this week by what I think is one of the better stories of the early season for the Jaguars, Jaguars' fourth-year linebacker Devin Lloyd. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Fourth year, how does that sound?
It's going by
Crazy?
fast. Yeah. It's definitely going by fast, but it's fun. Like, I enjoy it every day, so it's good.
Is there a difference in Devin Lloyd this year compared to last year?
I'd say there's a difference as far as, like, how I feel, definitely down, a lot as far as, like, just leaning out, shedding all the fat. This is the lowest body fat percentage that I've been at really since I got in the league. And so I think that helps me play, more conditioned, powerful, explosive. And then in addition to the scheme, really like what we have as far as, like, how we're all playing,
right.
Especially my role, we get to be a lot more aggressive. That's the biggest thing, is just allowing us to be aggressive, not having to play so reactive all the time. We actually have calls where we can play aggressive, and then just the snaps over time,
right.
you just learn the game, and you really understand how you can play certain everything, all around the field.
And we had talked about it a little bit before we went on. Without giving too much away, what are you down to, and how much better do you feel? It looks, from a layman's point of view, like you're moving better, not that you moved poorly before.
Yeah. I'd say I'm down around, like, at least 15 from where I was at last year.
Wow. Okay.
And that's, like, solid. And, yeah, I definitely do feel a lot better. Emphasize my nutrition, running a lot more, jumping rope, and, obviously sleep. I've always been a big weight room guy, but just all the other little stuff. So I think that's all starting to come into play, and just feel really conditioned out there. I can run fast and run for a long time.
Now, would that work for me?
I think,
jump rope.
you got to just.
It might, within reason.
Yeah, it takes time.
What do you like about Camp's scheme?
Yeah, like
what
I
is
said,
it's fitting you?
It really lets you play aggressive. So, we do run a lot of two high looks, and so those are the coverages where in the run game you typically play a little less aggressive. We ran a lot of that last year, but this year we are more aggressive in those looks, and that's how it's taught, that's how it's coached. You know what I'm saying? And so that, in addition to the single highs where we really can let it rip, and then you blitz. We're blitzing a lot more than we did last year. We didn't blitz really at all last year, and this is no knock on staff last year. This is just us playing to what we're really good at this year, from me to the safeties to everybody in the front. So I like it.
Are you having? It seems like the whole defense, maybe especially you. Are you having more fun than you ever have? Because it seems like you're playing loose and free, or whatever that word is. Am I reading that right?
Winning is fun.
Sure.
So I'd say whenever you're going out and everybody's playing as one, everybody's doing their job, there's no miscommunications anywhere. Everybody knows exactly where they're supposed to be, and then we can just go and fly and let it rip. In addition to, we got an aggressive play caller that allows us to play aggressive and really, get after people. That's fun. And then when we're doing that and winning and having success on the defense side of the ball, and cheering on our guys on all phases that are going out and having success as well, like, that's when you get, guys really having fun.
You've always, it's your fourth year. You've always had an amazing knack for the ball when it's in the air for a player your size. Has that always been the case? Since you were a kid, have you always been able to catch? Or, because I guess your hands are relatively unusual for a linebacker your size.
Yeah, I would say that's always been the case, because I started off playing football as a receiver.
Okay.
It literally started off at lunch, just throwing jump balls. Literally, and I would just literally throw it up and mosh everybody. And
usually win? Usually win the jump ball?
I always win those. Just throw it up, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to catch it. And that's how, like, my love of the game started. This is in middle school. So I was always used to making plays on the ball, and then that translated to high school, where I played receiver and safety. I had 8 interceptions my senior year
Right.
in high school. Like, I'm used to making plays on the ball. That's kind of always been my thing. And that just translated, throughout now.
Got you. A couple of quick questions along these lines. Big hit or pick? Because you've had a couple of monster hits this year. What do you prefer?
It depends. If it's a big hit to where it's a forced fumble,
Okay.
fumble recovery, scoop and score a touchdown, yeah, we'll take that. But if it's like a big hit versus, okay, he caught the ball, pops right back up, and then a pick six, like I'm taking a pick six because that's the game-changer play. But we're talking just like big hit, boom, all gets laid out, crowd, ooh, versus interception, you got to go interception because they're both momentum plays.
Gets you the ball
but
back.
one gets you the ball back
Right.
exactly to the offense.
Do you prefer pass rush or pass defense?
Pass rush.
Coverage. Okay.
Yeah. I like getting after the quarterback.
And, again, not to criticize prior staffs, but is this the most you've been allowed to get after the quarterback so far? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
what do you like about it?
Everything about it. I like the imposing your will aspect of it to where you can really be violent and aggressive and just get downhill and, that rush of getting the quarterback down. I missed one last week, and I'm glad my dog Trey got it because, I was really frustrated. But I'm glad we got him down. That's the biggest thing. But, that rush. And then just quarterbacks in general, they sit very comfortable in the pocket. So we got to disrupt that a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But that's just my mindset. I like getting downhill. That's the biggest thing.
Well, what is it about this defense right now that's allowing it to flourish? I mean, it's 9 turnovers. It feels like, even though the sack numbers aren't as big as the turnovers, but it feels like you're affecting the quarterback. What is it about this defense, scheme, personnel, whatever, that's allowing it to play at such a high level?
Yeah, I think it starts with Camp. I think it starts with his mentality, the way he preaches, the way we're going to play the game, which is violent, physical. And then he's just so detailed with every little thing, and that translates to each position group. And then his mindset, the way he calls the game, is really aggressive. So it all starts with him, and then everybody, all the players buy in.
Right.
Coaches are definitely bought into what he's preaching. And then it also fits to the nature and the mindset of each player. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody on the defense is aggressive when it comes to attacking the ball, making plays on the ball, and playing violently. We got really violent guys up front and in the back end that play the game the right way. And it's just a matter of doing that down in and down out, staying consistent with our technique. But I think everybody's got the right mindset, and it just allows us to go out and do what we do, and we want to keep building off what we've done.
It seems like I've gotten this question a million times over the last couple of years. Can this staff, quote, unlock Devin Lloyd? I'm sure you've heard that. Are you unlocked? Is that are they finding ways for you to excel? Do you feel good about that, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think they're definitely finding ways. I appreciate Camp for, seeing the skill set that I have and believing in that, and then allowing me to go do that. And at the end of the day, I got to show them, that I can go out and get the job done however you ask me to do it. And, I still feel like there's a lot of areas where, I can help, and, I got to prove that. And the opportunities will come because, I know they're trying to put me in position to have success and ultimately put everybody on this defense in position to have success so that the team will ultimately have success.
Not to discount 22 and 23 because there's a lot of success during those years. But it feels like right now the vibe around this team, the energy, the growth, it feels like it's a locker room that's having fun and believes in the direction. Is that accurate? You feel that? Yeah,
I would say that's accurate. Biggest thing is everybody's so locked in, but we also have genuine love for one another.
Right.
So, when we have that and we're literally playing for each other, we're going hard at practice, communicating all the time. We're literally doing it for each other. And when we have that, it's special. And so that, in addition to guys wanting to be great, we got a lot of guys that love the game and want to go out and be the best at what they do. And that makes everybody else around them better. So, guys are just locked in, but we are definitely having fun, enjoying the process of finding ways to get better every day.
Do you feel like, and I assume no, because you're just sort of, it feels like you're gaining momentum each week. I assume you feel like you haven't reached your ceiling. I assume you feel like there's a long way to go for you too.
Yeah, there's a lot left. There's a lot left. I'm just getting started, to be honest. There's a lot left. So,
what does peak Devin Lloyd look like? How are you playing?
I mean, definitely, you don't want to live in the past, but like obviously I had great success in college, and I think like I can build on top of that because I'm a way better player than I was in college. And ultimately, you get to a point where it's like, in college, it got to a point where like the game was really slow, it was really easy, and I feel like I'm at that mark now, and so it's really continuing to build off that, making anticipatory plays, dang near every down, like making big time plays, big time plays.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
What would fourth year Devin Lloyd, if you could go back and talk to the kid who got drafted, what would you tell him about the NFL? How to get here?
It's a long, long year. Like, it's a long season. So the biggest thing is staying consistent and disciplined, finding that routine, get a chef.
Everybody talks about that. That's a big deal, right?
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. And then, stay in that weight room. For me, I always hammered the film.
Gotcha.
That's always been me. I've always hammered the film. But my rookie year, I just went through so much as far as like injuries and to where my body wasn't strong enough to play a linebacker in the NFL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take on O-linemen, you got to run with receivers, and you got to do that for the whole game. So
different
your
brand
body
of
has to
here.
be conditioned. So that was the biggest thing my rookie year, and that would have just kept building. So I'll say mainly that.
Gotcha. The last thing we do here is I call it the Ozone 5. It's 5 quick, fun questions. Devin Lloyd, what was your last binge watch?
Binge watch. Does football count?
Sure. Well, not really, but I'll give you that one. So.
All right, yeah. Let's
okay,
do that.
gotcha. Your pregame song?
Pregame song? I'll play a lot.
Okay.
Well, I would say, like, my artists would be like, I'll play, like, some Christian rap or some broad wave, or some young boy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Your must-see athlete, either past or present?
Oof. I ain't gonna lie, I would have loved to see Michael Jordan in his prime play.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that
would be.
It was special. I saw him in person after his prime, but on TV in his prime a lot. Sport other than football that you would have played?
Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you the best basketball player in the locker room?
I mean, I'm going to take myself, I would say
nobody's ever said no, Devin.
Yeah. I mean, especially if we go play right now, too,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But but we got some hoopers on the team. Like, we got some guys that can hoop. We got some athletes.
Right.
But, yeah, I'm definitely going to take myself.
Okay, I got you. The person or people that you wouldn't be here without?
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, first thing that comes to mind is my parents.
Sure.
Just their belief in me. I would say them. And then, I had a lot of people along the way that instilled belief in me. But it definitely started with mom and pops.
We talked about it before. I meant to ask you in the first, so I'll close it with this. Both Navy veterans, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that shape you, your parents, with that background?
Yeah, the biggest thing from them was just discipline, doing the right things when nobody's watching, so living with integrity. That was the biggest thing. My dad always taught me to be a student of the game. That was another thing that always stuck with me, so that's why, like hammering the film, that was always my thing. It's like really learning the game, learn the history of the game. Those were some of the core things that I got.
Gotcha. Well, Devin, I'm not sure people realize how busy you guys are during the season, so I appreciate you taking the time out of your week to do this. Thank you very much for joining the Ozone Podcast, and good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Devin.
Yeah.